What I love about dark fantasies is the ominous feeling that everything can and probably will go down. The expectations are different than any other type of genre, as it presents you to interesting, sometimes horrendous, fantastical worlds, but with a plethora of elements ready to be a buzzkill. There are a bunch of dark fantasy mangas that are very fun to read, but it gets so heavy and convoluted that you need an eventual breather. Dark fantasy can be usefully defined as a subgenre of stories that attempt to incorporate elements of horror fiction into the standard formulae of fantasy stories. It is rare to come by a dark fantasy manga that you can read chapter after chapter and feel more invigorated and happy as you go. That is the biggest selling point of Hayashida Q, the queen of dark fantasy manga.
Keeps bleeding from the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite, they feeling. I could tear you apart, or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste, and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the...
In my opinion, for a dark fantasy to succeed, it has to be original. But wait. When I say original, I'm not saying that the plot or characters have to be completely unique and out of the box. No. I'm just saying that the vision of the author must be there. Before anything, I'm talking about self-expression.
But Mango, isn't that the same for any genre?
Good question, but in my opinion, no. There are genres that can take more advantage of established patterns and just perform in a positive way just by abiding to those patterns. An easy example is isekais. Isekai per se is very interesting and rich, but the market milked this genre so hard that some people hear this word and just cringe. On the other hand, a lot of people still enjoy it. And of course, there are dark fantasy mangas that lean more on the generic side. But the response of the community to these mangas are not as positive as the previous genre mentioned. At least from what I see on Reddit and Twitter, two very trustful sources. But well, to sum it up, dark fantasy mangas need aura. And that is something that our queen, Hayashida Q, delivers chapter after chapter after chapter. What can I say? This woman is a trailblazer. In this video, we'll talk about Hayashida Q and her two most successful pieces, Dorohedoro and Die Dark. And where should we start? Oh, of course. First, let's subscribe and leave a like, and now we're ready to go. Q Hayashida is as mysterious as she is amazing. Born in 1977, this is actually one of the few things we know about her. Born in Tokyo, she studied oil painting at Tokyo University of Arts before becoming a manga artist. She has discussed her childhood and artistic inspirations in interviews, but maintains a high level of privacy about her personal life, to the point that her true name and face are still unknown. This picture here apparently is one of the only ones, if not the only one, that is actually Hayashida sensei. A few years ago, me and a lot of people thought she was this woman here, but apparently the one in the picture is a famous model with a similar name. Well, the more you know, right, internet? Hayashida's career began in '97, when she came in second place in a seasonal award competition named Monthly Afternoon, with her one-shot Sofa-chan, basically about a female ghost living in a couch. Following this, Hayashida wrote and illustrated an adaptation of the video game Maken X, or Maken 10, I don't know too much about this game. While this project was happening, she started her own series, Dorohedoro, which came to conclusion in 2018. In 2019, she started with Die Dark, which is currently being published. And now let's get to the good stuff, about the trouble yet genius mind of Hayashida Q. First and foremost, your first impression of her will definitely come from her art. Master Q has a unique design, a design so strong, provocative and stimulating that you cannot take your eyes off the page. You look at some pages and it is basically a thrash metal album cover. While flipping the pages, I always get myself thinking like,
damn Hayashida sensei, you didn't have to go this hard, man, oh my god.
But after reading it a little bit, you just understand that yes, she has to go this hard. It is just who she is. And while we're talking about her style, texture is insane with this author. It's hard to explain, but you really feel as she stands on the edge of a panel looking heavily detailed, while their outlines feel very rough and unpolished. Which is definitely just a feeling, cause look at some of these panels. It's just beaming with details. Every panel feels messy, very compact, and even dirty, but in a good way. Hayashida sensei clearly opts on showing these characteristics because again, it is who she is and how she expresses herself. Another big Hayashida Q special is what in my opinion makes her the manga powerhouse that she is. Humor comes first. And that's it. Differently from other authors that use humor as a way to balance a heavy story, Master Q just goes for it. Like Dorohedoro and Die Dark are comedy mangas before being dark fantasy mangas. And sometimes it is not the comedy you're expecting, but it is clearly humorous. I think it is amazing that this author can blend comedy in the smallest of things, like a specific design or a hidden meaning in the plot. She mixes humor so well that even these two mangas, being as heavy and gory as they are, become a fun reading. To me, she creates stories that balance very well on the edge of not taking itself too seriously, but being well built and appealing enough that you just get invested. But we'll talk a little bit about that later. The thing with Hayashida sensei is that she creates worlds so compelling and absurd that you get engulfed by them. While you read Dorohedoro or Die Dark, there's just one rule you should follow. Don't ask many questions. Just keep reading it. Page after page, questions are built on the reader. You don't understand at first the relationship of some characters, but while you read the manga, these dots start to link in a very natural way. Sometimes you don't even need a flashback or a straight explanation, you just understand and accept the development of the story by itself. I feel as Master Q never shies away, she always delivers 100% of her vision. And as a mere watcher, I always get excited to read the next chapter, cause you literally cannot predict what's coming your way. There's a cat that revives bodies, there's a giant cockroach that uses sneakers, and there's a dude that has magical bones that can be used to grant wishes. Man, even in your wildest fantasies, you wouldn't be able to come up with this shit. This author changed my vision of dark fantasies, and she for sure will change yours. Now we'll talk a little bit about her two masterpieces. Let's start with Dorohedoro. Dorohedoro is a manga that exceeds in many things, but I want to highlight how this piece doesn't take itself too seriously while being able to have a solid and dense plot with memorable yet complex characters. I get the feeling that almost everything in this piece is crafted to take a few giggles out of you. Not like it is a frantic comedy that really tryhards to be funny on every page, but Hayashida Q built a universe so interesting and fun that you can't help but laugh. The series is set in a near post-apocalyptic future taking place across 3 realms. We have the Whole, that is an ungoverned human favela megacity heavily polluted from magic waste. Then we have the Sorcerer's World, an ethereal gothic class society controlled by crime boss N, aka one of the best characters of the manga, by the way. And we have Hell, the afterlife of all sorcerers, ruled by demons presided over by Kidaruma, basically the god/devil of this universe. The premise of the manga goes a little bit like this. A man named Kaiman is searching for a sorcerer, whose magic erased his memories and gave him a reptilian head. Assisted by his friend Nikaido, a restaurant chef who runs The Hungry Bug, Kaiman wanders Whole in search of his cursor, hoping to kill them and dispel their magic. Kaiman's only lead is the full-size man who lives down his throat. By placing a sorcerer's head inside Kaiman's mouth, the man's head will slide up Kaiman's throat and verify if they are responsible. Almost like those Power Ranger toys from the 80s. Everything in Dorohedoro is spot on, from the dark design of literally everything to the power system. To me, this manga is top tier. By the way, what I just mentioned about the design of this series, for Hayashida Q, me, you, and you right there in the corner, everybody deserves a darker, grimy BDSM look. And that shows that every character, even having distinct crazy dark designs, have a lot of layers. No one is 100% good or 100% evil. Dorohedoro loves to play with morals and different perspectives. In a manga like this, it is really hard to say what I'm going to say, because of all the anomalies and weird things, but Hayashida Q makes all the characters feel very human and very likable. Yes, in a world with crazy demons and people normally wearing BDSM props mixed with, I guess, sporty clothes, Master Q enhances our experience and turns the characters more relatable by putting them every now and then into common situations. The type of situations that me and you would be in, like working on a business or taking the trash out, and mundane things like that. Everything is pretty absurd, but you feel the human spirit in its characters. It's like they communicate with you in a way. Hayashida Q is just a master at blending everyday topics with dark fantasy absurdism. And you can't say that again, cause right after finishing Dorohedoro, she came up with an even better series in my humble opinion. A series that if you are educated in Hayashida Qism, you will basically love it. Let's talk a little about Dai Dark. Dai Dark is a unique experience. Imagine Dorohedoro but in space and literally everyone is chasing the protagonist. Yes, there are a lot more differences, but that's how I envisioned this manga the first time I read it. Nonetheless, this piece communicates a delicious thing to us readers. Hayashida Q simply loves writing and drawing manga. The story takes place in outer space, divided into the regular realm and the dark realm. In the regular realm, two races coexist, organic humanoid called aliens and mechanical robots, with various ships, both neutral and hostile, navigating through space. Neutral ships usually transport cargo and are often under threat from bandits. The closest sense of order of lawfulness is the theocratic dictatorship, the Solar Mass, a series of ancient religious sects based around light magic and rumored to stem from a mysterious location named Zora, with its leaders using light magic and cybernetics to extend their lives for centuries. This church is also responsible for running multiple educational colonies for children, protected and maintained entirely by automated light power robots. The Dark Realm, on the other hand, is accessible only to dark beings through black holes or similar lightless areas. It is invisible to regular beings. Its inhabitants include dark aliens and sentient entities called packages. Light followers label these dark beings as demons and fear them. The Dark Realm possesses unique technologies like shadow-protecting robes and dark cores that power spaceships. A crazy fact is that alien bones are a common currency in this realm, so if you want to buy dark magic supplies or equipment, you gotta kill some aliens and bring their bones in. Yeah, like the capitalism here literally asks for bones. Oh, and light-based beings that enter the Dark Realm are transformed into shadow creatures, just like that. So from this setting, you can already tell that Dai Dark's universe is not very friendly, I would say, but we're not here for kindness. We are here to see our hero, Sanko, getting caught in the middle of this shit show. The premise goes a little bit like this. Zaha Sanko, a dark alien teen with a mysterious past, lives as a vagrant and fugitive to avoid capture. A legend claims that possessing his bones will grant the owner any wish they desire, resulting in most aliens being hostile towards him. Traveling with his guardian and package of darkness, a vacuum, which, yes, is literally a backpack. It's like if the backpack from Dora the Adventurer used crack and had the ability to kill large groups of aliens. But well, they are seeking the person offering wishes for his bones. The duo regularly crosses paths with Shimada Death, another dark alien feared as the god of death, who commonly feeds off the corpses they create, which by the way is one of the best portrayals of death that I've ever seen. Evading a series of attacks and using the skeletons to purchase equipment, Sanko uses a black core to create a sentient ship named Moja, that is personified as one of the cutest undead dogs ever. Just look at this little shit, he's just the cutest. While there's plenty of gore to go around, the tone is largely lighthearted and it's hard not to have a good time reading this piece. Just like Dorohedoro. Every speech balloon, every panel, every design feels as Master Q is having a blast. I love this vibe. It really shows us that passion can shine even in the darkest places. Another author that would fit here is Miura Sensei from Berserk. You could really feel his passion in every page. From his drawings to the intricate plot, Berserk was Miura and Miura was Berserk. To me, Hayashida Q is Dorohedoro and Dark. She transcended the genre, just like a couple of manga authors did before. Thanks a lot Hayashida Q sensei for creating stories and characters with such grand charisma. You really shook the industry. I will in the future make 2 videos exclusively to both series, as I want to talk way more than my editing software and video posting schedule allows me. So thanks for watching until here, leave a like and subscribe for more, support Hayashida Q, read Dorohedoro and Dark, keep laughing, keep going for different stories, and of course, keep reading manga. Bye!
Hey, Nikaido! Check this out!